Alright, so in today's video, we're going to check out the new Techlife Pad Mini, a compact tablet powered by a MediaTek Helio G80 processor with 4GB of RAM, has an 8-inch IPS display, dual stereo speakers, LTE connectivity, and a substantial 6300 mAh battery. With that said, let's find out what it can and cannot do. Let's get into it. As always, honest disclaimer, Techlife Philippines sent us a review sample, but they did not pay me to make this video. They will not see this video or even my script prior to release. We do have a sponsor for this video though, which is Rapoo, so kindly spare a minute. If you're looking for a good combination of mechanical keyboard and a gaming mouse, consider the Rapoo V700 series and the Rapoo VT7Max. The Rapoo V700DIY-98 is a full-size mechanical keyboard that features a dedicated numpad, arrow keys, full-function rows with high-quality double-shot PBT keycaps, and a swappable speed silver switches, not to mention a variety of RGB lighting. It also features tri-mode connectivity with a unique USB dongle compartment here up top and boasts durable construction, partnered with a gasket mount design that provides the creamy sound and smooth typing feel, perfect for both gaming and productivity. The Rapoo VT7Max, on the other hand, is an ultra-lightweight 53 grams ambidextrous gaming mouse that offers a true 8000Hz polling rate, a reliable PixArt PAW3950 Ultimate sensor with an upgraded Nordic 54L15 MCU, partnered with a durable 120 million click optical switch and a TTC encoder. The ergonomic shape with a smooth, matte but grippy finish provides that comfort and reliability for gaming, a perfect partner for the Rapoo V700 keyboard. So after this video, check the links below to learn more. Thank you to Rapoo Philippines for sponsoring this part of the video. Let's get back to it. Alright, so the Techlife Pad Mini is positioned to be a budget, compact tablet for students and young professionals looking for something portable and convenient to use for things like studying, ebook reading, and media consumption. And for the price of only 9,999 Philippine pesos, you have to set your expectations right. More on that later. It comes with a relatively thin and light form factor, weighing just around 329 grams, with a thickness of just 9.4 millimeters. It can easily slip into your sling bag, yet it's enough to last you the entire day with a substantial battery. Design-wise, it's your typical budget tablet form factor made out of a combination of PC and ABS plastic and comes in 3 color variants. Around the tablet, we have the volume rocker and power button here and a 3.5mm headphone jack weirdly placed at the corner. Up top, we have the SIM card slot that also supports up to 1TB microSD card and the USB-C port right beside it. We have a microphone on the side and the stereo speakers at the bottom. At the back, we have a single 8MP rear camera with a flash, and on the other side, a 5MP selfie camera. The rear camera is usable for scanning documents or for quick reference photos, while the selfie camera is usable for online communication. Don't expect anything Instagram-worthy coming from these cameras. In front, we have an 8-inch 800x1280 resolution IPS display with a 60Hz refresh rate. It runs on Android 16 and again has a 6300 mAh battery. In terms of connectivity, it supports Wi-Fi plus LTE. Now, the question remains, what are the things that a Techlife Pad Mini can and cannot do, and who is this tablet really for? As I pointed out earlier, the Techlife Pad Mini is for students and young professionals who need something a little bit larger than their phone for things like studying, ebook reading, and media consumption, especially with the reading mode and eye protection feature that you can easily toggle from the drop-down menu. The 8-inch IPS display is good enough to pass time for reading ebooks and web content and for watching videos on YouTube, Netflix, and the like. Now, I have to point this out, and I may look stupid, but I'll share it nonetheless as you might experience it as well. Notice that on some of my videos, the display looks washed out. Well, it turns out this tablet has a screen protector film on top of the screen protector itself out of the box. I have no idea if this was intentional, but I really got frustrated because I had to reshoot most of my clips. But yeah, there's that. If you want the anti-glare matte finish, leave it as it is. But if you want a more vibrant glossy display, remove it of course. I wish they'd put a noticeable pull tab on it for people like me. Anyways, going back, yeah, the 8-inch IPS display looks vibrant and decent enough for media consumption. Though I have to say that when playing videos at 4K resolution, which I actually don't recommend, you might want to wait for a few seconds for the playback to become smooth. Better stick to 1080p for a more seamless experience, especially the fact that the native display resolution is only HD 800x1280. Now, the stereo speakers are okay, nothing to write home about, but I wish they'd separated them on both sides for a true stereo experience.
kilalanin mo ako. Teka, how can you judge when you don't even know what I've been through? Yeah, it's been a sequel of yesterday. I got a crazy, crazy, crazy idea for you, baby, baby. Got a feeling you down.
In terms of battery life, with the 63 mAh battery, you can definitely read ebooks and watch videos the entire day, as it lasted 9 hours and 31 minutes, or my typical PC Mark Work 3.0 battery life benchmark with 50% brightness and volume. However, in terms of performance, with an old MediaTek Helio G80 processor and 4GB of RAM and a score of 310,000 in Antutu benchmark, you really can't expect anything spectacular on this tablet for gaming, aside from casual games like Subway Surfers. Even Honor of Kings, which is fairly easy to run, is noticeably choppy in this one, so yeah. Granted, you can expand the RAM up to 8GB using the available space from the internal storage, but it won't make any difference in raw performance, more like in terms of multitasking and keeping multiple apps open at the same time. And lastly, I think the Techlife Pad Mini is also suitable for kids, provided that you keep screen time in check. The performance is decent enough for YouTube Kids and casual games. So yeah, overall, to conclude, the Techlife Pad Mini is a portable tablet made specifically for media consumption, reading, light productivity tasks, and perhaps for kids. And for the price of only 9,999 Philippine pesos, do you think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments below. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Techlife Philippines for sending this in. You can actually get this for just 7,699 Philippine pesos on TikTok, 8,399 on Shopee, and 8,999 on Lazada. I'll put some links below so that you can check it out. And thank you as well to Rapoo Philippines for sponsoring this video. You can also get the Rapoo V700 and VT7Max using the links below. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're always awesome.